Check, 1, 2, check.
Hi, this is Ellie from Halftone and SoundSpark, and I am here with Double Vision. Hello. Thank you for coming to chat with me.
Of course, thank you.
So we should start with, so you guys introduce yourselves, say what your role is in the band, and tell me your favorite Double Vision song.
Ooh. I'm James Barnes. I'm the lead singer and the bassist in Double Vision. My favorite Double Vision song?
Yep.
New Tattoo.
I'm Ace, lead guitar, and my favorite Double Vision song is April Fool.
Good choice, good
Track,
choice.
okay.
So, I did a little digging online, did a little research.
Okay.
And you guys were founded in 2021.
Yes.
Am I correct? All right, cool.
Yes.
The internet did not lie to me. So,
Because we wrote that.
because you wrote that, well, that's good. You didn't lie to me. I did find it on your, I think it was on your one sheet that was on. So that's good. So I was kind of just wondering how you guys kind of came together and how the vision for the band was started.
The Vision, the Double Vision.
Oh. Because there's two of you. Because
Yes.
you're twins.
So, it goes. It's long story, not really long story. We'll make it a long story. We were in a band before Double Vision. We were in a cover band called Ocean Eyes, and we were a three-piece, and we were working with this drummer, and he was a very, very talented, very wonderful drummer. And it just got to a point where we wanted to play shows, we wanted to write original music, and he didn't want to do either of those. So I was like, okay, how many more times can I sit in your basement and play Sweet Child of Mine before I lose my shit?
It's always Sweet Child of Mine.
It's always Sweet Child. I mean, we're huge Guns fans, so
Well,
it's
yeah,
like, cool,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I want to write music and I want to play shows, and you're like, I don't want to take my drum kit out of the basement. So I'm like, all right, what the hell? I mean, the band survived the pandemic and everything too, and it was like, we thought we were going to come out the other side and, you know, do stuff, and it was like, it was worse than before, you know, so we
had that one show in Virginia. It was supposed to be like our final ride. We had like advertised it. It was like, all right, this is our last show. Like, we're done. And he didn't even come to the show. And it was like, okay, it was just the two of us and some random 60-year-old dude we had never met before who was friends of the guy's party we were playing with, and he didn't know the set list at all. It was like 4 hours.
Oh my God.
And he didn't know a single song, so we're fumbling through 4 hours worth of. But yeah, if you're listening, dude, we'll do a final gig. We'll do a proper final gig with you.
send Ocean Eyes out, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll show up.
Yeah, so then it was like, okay, what the hell do we do now? You know, we lost our drummer, we lost whatever. And it was getting time to, you know, go to college. And I was like, uh-oh, what am I supposed to do? So, you know, for all of us who go to Rowan, you know, if you're in the music industry, major, you've also got to do your School of Music application. And I had to show that I was actively participating in the industry with my band that wasn't doing anything. So I was like, I'll just create another band. And
There you go.
we were playing our high school's talent show, Timber Creek Regional High School, Sickville, New Jersey. And Ace and myself were playing with the band director, who was a wonderful, wonderful drummer. And these two other guys from the neighborhood that we were friends with, Cece and Danny, were playing in another band at the talent show. And we were like, hey, would you guys want to come with us and take some photos and, you know, start an Instagram and do all this so I can put it on my college application? And the girl who was singing in their band was a photographer, and she came and we took some shots, and we liked what we saw, and we put it together. And then a promoter reached out to us and was like, hey, you guys want to play in Philly? I'm like, all right, guess we got to
Guess this
rehearse
is a
now.
thing now.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, I guess I was supposed to do something now.
Well,
And-
Cece was in Ocean Eyes with us for about a week.
Yeah.
He's my buddy from high school. You know, we had started like playing together in his basement when we were like 14.
I wasn't invited.
And he wasn't invited.
I wasn't invited.
I said, no, he's my friend. You can't come, you know? And we were playing. So then he was like, "Hey, like he goes through phases of when he plays guitar, then he doesn't play guitar, and then he plays guitar, and he was like, "Hey, I heard you have a band. Can I join it?" And I was like, "You know what, dude? You're kind of cool. Yeah, like I want a rhythm guitarist, And so yeah, he came and he did one show with us, and then disappeared.
Oh no.
And then he came back for Double Vision, and then when Double Vision did our first 2 gigs, he couldn't make them, and it was really interesting. So like the first 2 gigs we played, it was like the 3-piece, and then he came back into the fold, and it was really cool after that. But yeah, it was just like he was just like always like the one. He's the only other rhythm guitarist I've ever played with.
Only one.
I've never played with any other rhythm guitarist other than him.
That's awesome.
For
I'm sure he's honored.
For the 7 years I've been playing, he's the only other
He's the
dude
only
who
guitar
shared a
player.
stage with me.
So yeah, and that was like, to make a long story long, that was kind of that's the journey, and it was like, okay, this wasn't supposed to be real, and now what the hell is it now?
Yeah.
You
Real.
know? Very real.
I mean, you're about to play a show in a few months at Whiskey A Go Go in Hollywood.
Yes.
Hollywood.
So that sounds pretty real. We're gonna touch on that a little later.
Yeah.
I do want to put a spotlight on the fact that we're in New Jersey. We're from New Jersey. New Jersey versus everybody mindset. Tell me a little bit about that. Like, what does that mean to you, and how does that show up in your music?
When you're born in New Jersey, the hospital, they give your parents a Slippery When Wet cassette when you're born. So it's like you're raised either, your mom has a crush on John Bon Jovi and your dad wants to be Bruce Springsteen, and it's like it teaches you that mindset, that mentality, and there's no place I'd rather be from musically on the scene than New Jersey.
Yeah.
We've got one of the most legendary venues in the whole nation in our shoreline,
Pony, right?
Stone Pony.
Yep.
We've been there, we did a little
Yeah, you've been
whatever
there.
at the Stone
Yeah.
Pony, and it's so cool when you walk in there, and it's like you feel a part of it, and you're like, damn.
And then the
this is
security
real.
guard tells you can't come in, you can't load in, and then all the magic's gone, and you're like, God,
damn,
just
You're
like
like, oh,
everybody else.
we were at
yeah.
the Stone Pony.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no way.
Stone Pony, but we can't get in.
Yeah, the band can't get
You
in.
gotta wait outside till he opens the door for you.
With
It's
us
like,
You
regular
get off
fuck.
stage and they pick up all your shit and they throw it out the back door.
That's
Like, hold
Jersey.
on,
Damn,
hold on.
man.
That's Jersey.
You
Where's
guys
my
did
Les
this to
Paul?
Springsteen? Like, damn. No, man.
That's why he's famous now. 'Cause
Yeah.
they,
Yeah.
start him rough.
I think he's the only one who's never had his
His
Never
shit thrown out the back door.
shoved out the
Stone
back
Pony.
door.
Well, that is awesome. Well, going back to that show at Whiskey A Go Go, talking about, legendary venues, talking about Stone Pony, I'm just curious about how did this come about? Like, because, we're on the other side of the country. How does, a band that started as a college, a band that started as a college, application thing, play Whiskey A Go Go on May 22nd?
Yeah,
Right?
I was sitting in our living room, because we lived together.
And I was sitting with him.
Yes. Yeah, and I was just like, we were sending our email to Stone Pony, to play Stone Pony, and I said,
Which was a pipe dream. That was like, open the email, send something to Stone Pony, see what happens.
Yeah.
So we were like, what would be more ridiculous if we send the Whiskey A Go Go an email, right? Because we were like, oh my God, that place is like the epitome of everything that's cool to us.
Yeah, I mean, you got
You know?
Led Zeppelin played there, Van Halen, AC/DC, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, Ramones, Misfits, Nirvana, to name a few. I wrote them all down.
Just about anyone.
Black Crowes, Jane's Addiction,
Yeah.
LA Guns, Faster Pussycat.
Yeah, I mean, all our favorite like sleaze bands. Like, you want to talk about Guns N' Roses, you can't talk about them without LA Guns. LA Guns, they rule the Whiskey A Go Go, And so I was just like, let's find whatever information we can, send them our EPK, and then I'd gone to work like a week or two later, and I'm getting an email back from the guy, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, wait, hold on. So now I'm on the phone with like California, dude, and I'm just like, yeah, I think the 22nd works for us. I think we can do that. you know, and I'm playing the game with him, you know, pretending like I'm, you know, I represent Double Vision. I'm Ace. I represent them. You know, I'm just a guitar player, dude. I don't know what I'm doing.
You don't represent a damn thing.
I don't know, dude.
I'm the one writing all your shit out. Tell them
My girlfriend does most of my regular day shit for me. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But yeah, so I'm like, yes, this works. Yeah, so we had to pay a $500 deposit. If anyone's curious on how to play the game there, you have to pay them $500 so that they reserve your time slot. Yeah, we will never see that money back. But yeah, it was just like what if? And now it's not what if. It's like, okay, let's get a plane.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's not one of those planes that fall
Oh
just
my
right out of
God.
the freaking sky.
Land upside down
Yeah.
in Vancouver.
That is
Let's knock on
insane.
wood for a
That is
sec.
insane. Well, I hope not. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what's going
That
on here,
fall
but
out of the
yeah.
sky in northeast Philly, you know.
Oh my God.
It's like,
holy shit.
what a bad year to fly.
Is my Les Paul okay? Like, I
Yeah.
don't care. Is my neck broken? I'll wear a brace. you
Was
know?
the Les Paul okay?
On stage in a wheelchair.
Mhm.
Well, that is awesome.
But it was just like it's always been fake until you make it, and it was
Yeah.
like, what's the most ridiculous thing we can do right now? I was like, shit, let's play the Whiskey Go Go. Let's, because it stems from we were working with this promoter, like I said, for a while, and it's okay. It's just, and there's certain things you're expected to do as a promoter, and get shows for a band is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't even do that,
Look at the camera.
how the hell am I supposed to? On the 8th day, God created money-grabbing promoters. Hear me, listen to me. And, you know, Vile, she came and she shot a show for us. And this poor girl walked into this club in the middle of the day on a Sunday, and nobody was in it. And we were playing, and nobody was in the club.
You're here. Oh my God. Like,
love her.
you
Shout
shouldn't
out
even
V.
pay to get in.
Shout out V.
She was with us.
And it was like, okay, where's our cut? And she's like, well, you guys didn't make any money. There's nobody here. I'm like, you didn't promote the damn show.
Right.
You're a promoter. Promote
Right.
the goddamn
I know
show.
you gotta pay the price
And
for
so
that.
she's like, well, the only person who makes money in this business is the sound guy. I'm like, because it's his job. You know what your job is?
We don't pay the sound guy. The venue.
I don't pay the sound guy. So we were supposed to play in New York, and she was like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to forget to put them on the bill. We promoted this show for 3 months that we were playing in New York
We weren't
City.
even on it.
And then we had to be like, yeah, sorry, somebody fucked up, and now we're not playing. So
Yeah.
we canned her, and it was like, okay, we'll show her. What do we do? Damn,
Play the Stone Pony.
play the Stone Pony.
Yeah.
Play the
Put a Stone
whiskey.
Pony
Now
again.
in Hollywood. That
Hollywood.
is insane. You gotta do like a little like Hollywood, like, hey, we're in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been to Hollywood.
We're
I
gonna
know
send it
people
to
do.
her,
Yeah.
and you know her face is gonna be on the back of our T-shirts, and we're gonna be like, you
There you
know,
go. There you
no
go.
thanks to her, and no thanks to Asbury Park Police Department.
Yeah. They gave me a parking ticket at the Stone Pony.
Have your shit list on the back. Just
Yes.
Like police department.
You know, like the liner notes in an album where you're like, thank you to this. We're gonna have like the no
Absolutely
A no
no
thank
thanks.
you.
thanks. There's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot more names.
Oh, that is
No
really
thanks
awesome.
to Mom for telling us to turn down our amps
No.
past 8 p.m.
Love your mother. Love your mother.
Shout out, Mom, if you
Shout out,
listening.
Mom.
If you're listening.
Shout out my mom too.
Yeah.
She's not listening, but well, kind of staying on the topic of shows a little bit. I'm just curious because I know like whenever I talk to bands, I always ask them about this because everybody has their own different thing. Do you have any like pre-show rituals or like traditions? that
Tell
you
her
do?
your pre-show ritual, dude.
Yeah,
What
so
the-
I do. I have
Smoke a bong, do this and that.
not before the show.
Negative.
Negative. So
Good
I do have a
examples.
vocal routine that I keep. We don't usually have together a pre-show ritual or anything. There's sometimes we'll share a little moment and be like, "Damn, how did we get here?" And
But
then
most
it's
of the
like-
time it's spent arguing, and then we separate.
And
we,
then it's-
all four of
'cause
us
you-
separate.
What
and
you don't
then it's
understand
like-
is you don't talk to each other the whole show, except
Right.
for whatever stage banter we've rehearsed.
Right,
You know, I don't talk to this man a single time we're on that stage.
right.
So if we're arguing, damn, oh, you like that? Let me see. You like this? Like, I don't know. I can bend
Wow.
back farther than you can.
Oh
like,
my
Yeah.
God.
but
You
so the only routine I've ever had is I wake up and I eat breakfast, whatever. Start my day. I have a cough drop, a Hall's cherry cough drop.
Shout out
a
Halls.
whole bottle of water for the day. You keep a whole bottle of water for the day. We get to the venue, I have a second cough
You got
drop.
Your Liquid Death disappeared, but
No,
shout
it's
out
right
Liquid
over here.
Death.
Shout out Liquid Death, and it's usually a Liquid Death that I'll have.
You've
for the
denied
day.
our sponsorship.
Sponsor
You've
this.
denied our sponsorship many times.
Sponsor.
Can you please?
Can we get it now?
We'll be in LA. We'll see you over there.
You're literally gonna be in Hollywood.
So we'll see you over there.
yeah,
But
we'll be
so
making
that's
rounds.
it's always been 2 cough drops and a bottle of water, and I use a spray to a herbal spray that's supposed to numb the throats for like sore throats, and I use that
those.
right before we go on and right after we go on.
I don't know how you do that because I literally hate those. I took one time.
You
and I
gotta
wanted to
hear the
vomit.
sounds he makes. You go, I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
And I'll scream
And
it
he-
out. I'll sometimes
can't even
go to the
imagine.
bathroom and I'll scream it out.
Yeah,
So
because
I'll
you have
get
like
a
that
little,
really
get
like.
warmed up.
You
Yeah.
I
have
don't
to
know
warm
how
that
you
up, yeah.
describe
We
that,
were
like
where were
gritty,
we? We
I
were at
guess.
the Union Firehouse
Union
opening
Firehouse.
for Paradise Rose, and you know Burning Oakwood,
Yeah.
and so Jake
Jake.
Bunting
Shout out Burning
and
Oakwood.
Sarah. For the life of me, I can't
Love
remember
them.
her last name. I'm sorry, Sarah. But they came and they saw us play at the Union Firehouse, and they were part of our crew for the day. And I think I scared the absolute piss out of Jake when he heard me warming up in the bathroom.
Because he went just in the bathroom, and then
Door
you
shut,
hear it,
everything.
you
She's
know.
taking a
I'm
violent
sorry,
dump.
that hit the mic really hard.
the mic right on it.
And
It
Jake
sounds
just-
what it sounds like.
Right, and Jake was helping me tech. He was my tech for the day, right? Because I had like 5 guitars with me for no reason. Because we had a real sound check, so I had enough time to like line them up and tune them. You know, and he's helping me out. And he's just like,
What is
you know,
happening?
he's like looking at me. I was like, wait, I'm next.
I'm next. I'm going in there.
That's always the funniest part, though.
Mhm.
Honestly, the warming up part. I love that.
Yeah,
and
I
you
know.
gotta do that. To,
You
like,
have to.
preserve.
What's my pre-show ritual? I mean,
You're pretty sure
get up.
being
I
an
don't
asshole and then you were at the show.
Yeah, I mean,
You're a diva.
like the opposite.
You're
I
a
don't-
diva.
well, I have to get into diva mode. I have to get
He
into
does
it.
have to get into his diva.
Yeah, it's a
It's not diva,
it's
it's
a
rock
role.
star.
It's a role that you
Rock
play. It's arrogant guitar player number 1.
There you go.
And
Number 1.
I don't eat for the day. That's usually something
That's
that
a big
I do.
thing.
I
We
don't
both
eat.
don't like eat for. We'll have a meal, if that, for the day.
I'm sure that's healthy.
Keeps
You
me
get that
lean,
morning
makes me
skinny,
look
dude.
nice on
They're
it.
rock
It keeps me in
stars,
my
it's
morning
fine.
skinny all day.
They're rock stars. It's fine.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like nerves and stuff like that. You don't want to
Yeah.
have all that food that you ate in nerves because
And
it's
then
going
it
to come out the
ends
other
up on
end.
the
Coming
crowd.
out,
It ends
you
up
know.
on the crowd.
And there's no
Yes.
bathroom
Or
breaks.
that other.
There's
end.
no
On
bathroom
stage.
breaks on stage.
Remember
They don't
that.
tell you that. Remember, kids. There's
Unless
no
you're
bathroom
unless
breaks
you're
on
cool enough to be like, guys, I gotta take a piss. I'll be right
Yeah,
back."
yeah,
if
well, I'm
like
sorry.
you know, if I'm taking if I'm taking a guitar solo, you know,
I might
he
get up
can
and go to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
yeah,
I don't
you
know.
know.
We used to do that.
We used to do that.
Take like a water break or something, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, wait, when's my break?
You don't
I
get a
used to
break.
work at Dunkin' Donuts and I would take people's orders in the bathroom. In
Yeah.
the drive-thru. Like I would be like,
Got that set
hello.
on.
I used to work at Chick-fil-A, and I would do that.
Chick-fil-A.
I'd be like, yeah, no, that was
You
not
don't work
fun.
at Chick-fil-A.
Like,
I
my
work at
pleasure.
Chick-fil-A no
My
more.
pleasure. I'm also in the bathroom right now.
Well, yeah, I've never said that. That was
Well,
part of
yeah,
the reason
yeah.
why I don't work there anymore. But
Got a hype echo.
Yeah.
Well, you guys kind of touched on it, but for those at home who don't know, you guys are twins.
Yeah.
They're wearing sunglasses, so you kind of can't tell.
Kind
Indoors.
of can't tell.
So-
Our promoter for the longest time didn't know we
Sunny
were
in here.
twins. And she was like,
that's
What?
how observant she is.
that's how much she cares for her bands.
Did you have the glasses on the whole time?
Yeah.
All the time?
Yeah,
I mean,
all the time.
you know, you guys got kind of the same, like,
Our faces are
kinda.
built the same.
you have more hair,
I do have a lot more hair.
obviously, yeah.
Baldy.
Vine boom, hair
Like-
reveal. So I'm sure that kind of, you guys talked about arguing and whatever. I'm sure that kind of, you guys are smiling.
We
So
don't
I'm sure
argue.
that has something
Yeah.
to just, how is it, how's it like doing music with your brother, with your twin?
There's
That.
no one I'd rather be doing it with.
Oh.
It's all part of the journey. I love him.
Aw.
Say it back.
Not the thumbs
But
up.
the arguments, it's part of the deal you make. You know, everybody argues. Your mom and dad argue. You know, your boyfriend, girlfriend argue. Your brothers, you're gonna argue with your brother, but
You can get away with a lot more stuff with
get
your
away-
brother
get away with a
than you
lot.
can with your girlfriend. I'll just say that.
But so yeah, maybe you beat the shit out of each other on Christmas Eve. Maybe you, I don't know, like you're yelling and screaming at each other before the gig. Who knows? But I'll be damned if you don't forget about it 5 seconds later. And you're like,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
right.
we got the same call time, so it's like, all right, I'll be there.
Probably
We
come
both
from
got
the same
sound
place,
check at the
right?
same time, so
Yeah. I would imagine if you're in
Yeah.
the same band, you'd have
Yeah.
soundtrack at the same time.
I mean, even Cece and Danny, they argue. You know, we've seen it.
Sometimes
I
they
mean,
argue worse
Are
than
they
we do.
brothers too?
They're
Yeah.
brothers, but
Okay.
they're
Because I
3
saw
years
the last
apart.
names, but I didn't want to
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah, they're 3
They're
years.
they have an age gap,
Okay.
so
So
there's
that's a whole
complexes that
different-
come with
yeah,
the age gap.
That's a whole other dynamic.
Yeah,
I can't even
That's what
imagine.
we'll leave.
And
it.
so yeah, sometimes they fight worse than we do. Like it scares us.
You're
Yeah,
like,
but
guys,
we've
we gotta
thrown
play.
we've like thrown hands in front of them though. Like we've like gotten into like physical like altercations, and they kind of just like look at you and they're like, you know, and they know in
Well, yeah,
5
at least
minutes.
we're not doing that.
they know like in 5 minutes like he'll come back in the rehearsal space. I'll come back, you know, and it'll be like, okay, cool. We start the set from the top. Like what's up? Where do we leave off? You know, it's
Yeah.
like,
See, I
they're
hold
like,
grudges. I could never do that. I'd be
Can't
like,
hold
don't
grudge in this
talk
you
to me.
can't, you can't.
I know
Not
you
with
can't, but I
family.
would. I would
Like,
find a
yeah.
way. I would be like, don't talk to me. Just play your. Just
Well,
play
we've
your
done
stuff.
that. We've done that. You know, don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me.
You know, but
Sing to me.
No,
You can
I'm
only
not singing
sing.
to you. Screw you.
that's worse.
You're not Phantom of the Opera, bro. I'm not
Yeah.
serenading you.
Don't
Not
even
that
get
you
started
could.
on Phantom of the Opera. Double
It's a
Vision,
good
Phantom
Iron
of the
Maiden
Opera
song.
cover,
Logan
Wham.
Brown, my buddy Logan Brown. If you're watching this, music of the night. That's our song.
I put you onto that song like 8 years
He,
ago.
I told you about because when I was working at the Ocean City Music Pier, he was a buddy that I met over there. He's from Ocean City, and he ate shit on his skateboard coming back from one of the shows that we were working or whatever. And they sang Music of the Night. It was the Ocean City Pops Orchestra, and they sang Music of the Night. And he was like, he ate shit, and he like basically gave himself a concussion. He like.
I've
You
been
know,
there.
bleeding and
I've been
everything
there
from
on
his head or
skateboards.
whatever. And he said to his girlfriend, he was in the hospital, and he was like, why do I have Music of the Night stuck in my head? Because me and him were singing it the whole damn night. Load in, load out. We were cleaning up all the chairs, all the microphones, singing Music of the Night. I was like,
That's just what you
boy,
gotta
do I have a
That's
story
just
for
what
you when
that's
you
what
come
gotta
back to
do with
work.
Phantom of the Opera. Did you have to study that in school, or was my school just weird?
I think it was just your school.
Just
Okay,
yours.
I studied that in 8th grade.
We did not have to
Mrs.
study Phantom of
Weibel,
the Opera.
if you're listening to this, you are a legend. I don't even know if she's still alive. So, I don't know. You never know. You never know.
Check on your
I don't want
people.
to say
Come
that,
on.
but you never know. So, you know, when you guys were growing up, I'm sure you listened to a lot of like classic rock, a lot of
Yeah.
dad rock.
A lot of dad
as,
rock.
as
Our
the
A lot of
kids
mom
say.
rock.
It was-
A lot of mom rock.
That's mine too. My mom raised me right. So did you guys kind of have like the same like music taste when you were growing up, and then kind of created the vision for the band, the double vision
No.
for the band? Or
No. So when you're 13, 14 or whatever, trying to learn how to, you know, we started playing when we were 14. I got my first bass guitar for my 14th birthday. And shout out Joe Cook. I love you, buddy. Happy belated birthday.
it's
birthday
just
was
very
months
early
ago.
for next year.
Yeah.
It's not belated.
Very
Happy
early.
birthday in advance.
There you
Happy
go.
birthday in
There
advance.
you go.
Your parents, they go, oh, you should learn this song. Ooh, you should learn this song. And I like this band. You should learn this. And I'm like, no. I'm a teenager. I'm 14 years old.
You're like, shut
I'm
up.
gonna
do my own
Shut up,
thing.
Mom. I'm
Mom.
not doing what you tell me to do. And now it's like, oh my God, they come to the show. She's like, I can't believe you played Runaway by Bon Jovi. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I love that. It's like, yeah, I know you do. Yeah. Where do you think I heard it from?
That's gotta be so rewarding, like raising
Yeah.
kids
Like,
and then just kind of like shaping them into
The amount
like,
of times we've like played,
music-wise.
accidentally played songs that mom or dad or Rob or whoever have told us to play on stage. It's like,
You're like,
Yeah,
shit,
they'll
that's
come
accidentally
back.
did it right.
Yeah, they'll come back and they'll be like, I tried to get you guys to play that song like 3 years ago. And we were like, no, you
You're
didn't.
like, I
No, you
didn't do
didn't.
it.
Or we would have
Yes.
done it. Like, you know, you gotta keep it a secret.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about my sister this whole time because my sister has and I'm exposing her. She might be listening to this. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry, Emily. She has like a shrine on her wall to Cinderella, like not the Disney princess. but-
Tommy Kiefer.
The band?
Yeah, yeah.
Jackie Bam
She's got a
Bam.
shrine on her wall.
Oh,
Sorry, Emily.
R.I.P. Jeff LeBar.
Sorry.
R.I.P.
Emily.
Jeff LeBar.
That was like her,
R.I.P.
her
Fred
like
Corey.
childhood crush.
He is.
That's a
We've got
W band, dude.
the Galaxy,
The
man. Jackie
Galaxy.
Bam Bam and the Galaxy.
And we'll touch on the hair metal.
Hell
Don't
yeah,
worry.
hair
We'll
metal's
Oh,
touch
can
on
we?
that in a second.
Oh,
It's
we'll be
our-
here all day.
I was
Uh-oh.
working when I was working at WMMR. I got real friendly with the full-time vampire himself, Jackie Bam Bam, and that man, his best friend in this whole world is Tommy Kiefer from
I
Cinderella.
got to tell you this, dude. The record
And-
store I was at the other
Yeah.
day in Woodbury. My girlfriend Alyssa was with me. Shout out Alyssa if you're
Shout out the
listening.
record store, too.
Right.
Shout out to the record store was kind of butt.
Oh,
Um,
never mind.
On the record in Woodbury, your selection is not good. But they did have like the platinum records of Night Songs and Long Cold Winter on the wall, and Night Songs was dedicated. The plaque said like given to the galaxy in Summerdale, and it had a Polaroid of the galaxy, like the exterior, and I was just like,
Yo, if I had money right now, I'd buy that.
yes, dude.
That's the
like,
cool thing about Jersey with like music wise. Like y'all already said it, but like the history here is like rich. Shout out.
And
Jersey.
Jackie Bam Bam.
Summerdale's great, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta. There's a shout out Sky Valley Records in Summerdale. Your selection's a lot better. But yeah, Summerdale's awesome. The Cinderella's original drummer, I don't even know his name. He died in Summerdale. He got into a car accident and died in Summerdale. And so did one of the Flyers goalies.
Original 33,
Is that on
Lindbergh,
the- is
died
that on
in
the
a car
sightseeing
crash.
tour?
The Cinderella drummer died 200 yards away from where the Flyers drummer.
goalie. Flyers
Flyers
goalie.
goalie. Drummer.
Drummer.
Goalie.
Same thing.
The
It's
drummer.
honestly kind of the
Same
same thing.
thing.
Think of it that way. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
like-
Rides on the
Summerdale's
Zamboni, plays the drums.
It does a little bit of
Summerdale's great, dude. You got the speed line there too. You know,
It's further down from
Lindenwall
Summerville.
technically,
Lindenwall's
but it's like the
Summerville.
White Horse Pike,
Oh,
all that
okay.
stuff.
See, I don't know geography, but I know Lindenwall because the Paco. Shout out
But yeah,
Paco.
Shout out to
Shout out
Paco.
Phil Murphy if you're listening.
Phil Murph.
Shout out to Paco.
Government.
But Jackie Bam Bam used to have the funniest nickname
Yeah.
for me. He was the nighttime host, and he would go. He was 7 to midnight, and then I worked for the morning show. I worked for Preston and Steve, 6 a.m. to 10:30 or whatever, and
Yeah.
he'd still be there when I got to the studio at 5:45 in the morning. And he'd come out, man, and he'd be in these leopard print tights, and he'd have his hair teased up like Keith Richards, and he'd have the big, bubble sunglasses like Keith Richards, and he'd have his Black Crowes satin jacket on, with his like scarf and his like LA Guns t-shirt, and he'd be like, "Hey, whiskey man, what you doing, buddy? What's the band up to?" Oh, I miss that guy. I love you, Bam Bam.
Dude, Jackie, if you can get me in contact with Tom Kiefer, Tracy Guns, anybody like that, dude, I'll do anything for it, dude.
Maybe
I'll
the
sell
whiskey-
my
maybe the
firstborn
whiskey will
from
give
it,
you those
dude.
contacts. The whiskey
Yeah.
will give you the contacts. You gotta pay
Yeah.
extra
I hope
for that
so.
probably, but
Well, I
Probably
really
will.
wanted
Hollywood
LA
works.
Guns to be there when we play, but they're not. They're gonna be on tour, and then they come to the
They come back in,
whiskey
like,
in
July, I
July.
think.
In July, and I was really
Man.
upset. I
Just
really
missing
wanted
out.
to meet Tracy.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure someone cool may show up. You
Yeah.
never know.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
you
Never
never
know.
know. Yo, maybe
People
Bruce
start
will
playing
show
music
up.
there and then they just like get summoned. So
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
appear in the middle
Yeah.
of the room and they're like, "Why am I here? What am I doing?"
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, these
Like
are pretty cool."
song,
man.
Whoa.
Ugh.
Do you guys have any like special like plans with that show? Like any like, I don't know if y'all have the budget to do like fire and stuff, but
Nope.
like, any plans for that?
There's
Any-
our performance agreement reads specifically no
Oh, no
pyro
fire, no
anywhere near this band.
I mean, that's good.
I love
too
my
much
hair too
Aquanet.
much.
Probably for the best.
Too much
Probably
I
for the
use
best.
too much
yeah.
Aquanet.
Too
I
much
can't have
CFCs
the
in this
full-
hair for pyro.
You used to have long hair, but it got burned off because pyro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally, totally, totally. Be safe
Man.
with fire, kids.
Yeah, be safe.
So you guys kind of mentioned them, I believe, in passing, but you have a cover of "Hard to Handle," the Black Crowes version, coming
Yeah.
out on April 18th.
Yes.
So kind of tell me a little about that. What was the inspiration? Any specific reason why choosing that song? Is it because they're a band of brothers and you guys are also brothers? Is that why?
Are they?
Are they?
Yeah.
Them skinny black crows.
History lesson.
History lesson.
Chris.
No,
and Rich
so
Robinson.
yeah, Chris and
Twins.
Rich Robinson.
Or brothers.
They are brothers. It's not a brother band; it's band of brothers, right? That's what you said to me on
That's
the
what
way
they
over
say,
here.
man.
That's what they say.
say.
But you want to talk about nasty fight? I mean, they've told stories. Chris and Rich Robinson. They made Liam and Noel Gallagher worry about their fighting, and it's like, oh my God! You want to talk about fighting, getting back together, fighting, getting back together, or whatever? That's Black Crowes. Now, where we were in our time when it was canning this promoter and what the hell are we gonna do? Well, we were listening to the Black Crowes at the time. That was our little our niche for the day.
Right. Yeah.
It was the Black Crowes. We had seen them open for Aerosmith in 2023. Not even fans of them yet, and I was like, who the hell is this skinny guy? He's like marching, he's dancing, and he's pumping his hands up, and he's got this. His brother's just stone face, ripping that guitar. I was like, damn, these cool motherfuckers. Like, I kind of want to be these guys. Like, yeah, and it was like it put us on, and it's just our our way of giving back, saying thank you for the music kind of being there when we were unsure about where we were going in our journey.
Yeah.
We just wanted to say
That's really
thank you
sweet.
to Chris and Rich and all the crows.
Whoever's
Shout out
in
to
the
every
Yeah.
crow out
And
there,
I'm a
every
Crow
bird.
Mafia member, so I'm there. I'm card carrying. You'll see me. I'll be there. So thank you guys.
remember my Kiss Army?
Yeah,
ID.
we're also card carrying members of the Kiss Army.
Card
Yeah.
carrying
So-
and
I have a
everything.
card
You
that has
carry,
my
and by
name.
carry,
I have
you
my
mean
certificate.
yeah.
I have your Kiss Army member certificate
Fold it up in your back pocket.
framed
It
in
used
my
to be in my
bedroom.
phone, and it got too precious, and I put it away. But I still have my Kiss Army card.
So which one's gonna be like the Stone Cold, like serious twin, and then which one's gonna be like the dancey dance, like
So
like,
Stone
which
Cold
one's gonna
Serious,
dance
Stone
dance?
Cold.
Okay.
Dancy
I'll
Dance.
get you them Chris Robinson moves as soon as I figure out how to do it.
Yeah, I
as
got
soon
a
as
little-
as soon as I loosen my hips up.
You did it already. You did a little, you know,
Oh.
you did that. There you
Yeah,
go.
I got
Fake it till
you
you
know
make
the
it.
solo I got to worry about and stuff like that. You know, I'm juggling a lot of parts.
Yeah,
you know,
you did that to
especially-
yourself. though.
Especially when we're down to like a 3-piece. You know,
Mm.
if CC's not with us for like a gig, it's like, oh crap. Like our new record, Piece of the Action, was arranged for 2 guitars, so it's like. When it's just one, it's like, wait, what do I do?
Right.
like,
Yeah,
wait,
you
like,
kinda
how
put
do I
yourself in
do
a
a
weird
guitar harmony?
So do you like adapt
just
to that, or
me.
do you like find someone to fill in?
No, I adapt to it. Yeah, it's just like, okay, I'll figure it out. Like, you know, the parts
Fake
are
it till you make it.
more or less the
You know,
same.
Guns isn't gonna. You know, I mean, they did, but they're not gonna. Now they're not gonna replace Slash anymore. But it's like, so what? You know, what do you do when you don't have the other guy? It's like, oh, you might just have to play without him.
Right.
You know,
Just
I
play
don't want to
2 guitars.
sacrifice the integrity of the group, you know, for the sonic portion of it or whatever. Did I say
Yeah.
that eloquently?
Maybe. Well, that's where the 2 amps kind of came from too, where it was like, okay, one's, you know, I do like a L or a V, whatever you want to call it. It's like a 90-degree angle with my amps. I do like a stack amp, and then I have a Marshall combo.
Don't let him. There's 5 amps on that stage.
There's 5.
On his side of the stage, and it's like, oh my God!
I
got like
why
a-
do you need
speaker
why
on
do
the
you
other
need
side.
2 Friedmans and a Soldano and a
Yeah.
Marshall and another Marshall, and it's like, what the hell
Well,
are you doing?
I can explain it to you guys, but we might just be here all day. The
Yeah.
Marshall head is rhythm. The Soldano is the lead channel, and they're through a amp switcher, and I can switch. And they're in a L so that the sound goes like that instead of going straight in front of
goes
you.
across the stage.
It takes up the entire stage, and it's so that it covers the same sonic space, right, as if CC were there. Like that
Yeah.
whole area, his side of the stage gets the guitar, and I still get the guitar, and the whole audience still gets it. So
I was getting the
that-
guitar before. I'll tell you that. That's one loud
It's
guitar.
worse
I was
now.
getting it's worse now. But yeah, you walk across the stage, you don't lose that guitar for a moment.
Yeah, and it
walking
comes
across
through
the
That's
the
good.
That's good.
wedges up front too. I have 2 wedges, one on where CC would stand and one where I would stand. That way, if I am walking between, I don't lose it in the monitors either.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't be able to hear it back there anyway. But
We're a sound guy's worst nightmare when it comes to stage volume.
Mhm.
They hate us.
and I go, nah, man, the tone's it's in the volume. Like when you turn up the gain and the this and
You
the,
gotta
and
get
he's
the
just
breakup like in there. Yeah.
He's just like, what up, bro? Like what?
I know nothing about
You always
tech,
get
so
that.
I'm
You always
sitting
get
here
that.
like,
Oh, I've been doing sound for 25 years, man.
The Landis dude met when we did.
oh, Landis
We
Theater?
opened for a Queensryche cover band, Surgical Strike. Whatever they're doing now.
I don't know.
I haven't heard of them after that, but we were doing sound check. We were the only ones who came to the sound check. And I got done. I dialed in the amp. We did sound check, and the sound guy is looking where to put the microphone on the Marshall 4x12 like cabinet because I was using their backline. So they were using. They actually had a JCM 2000, like what's back there, and you know, he goes, ugh, you know, and he starts turning the EQ knobs. So I was like, dude, what are you doing? And he was like, nah, man, you gotta roll this treble off, dude. I let him do it, and we took the stage, and I just put all the knobs back, and like just turned on. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, I don't care. Like, That's my tone, dude. That's how
I'm
the
not going to
record
the
sounds.
monitor console and going, nah, turning all these faders down and removing your EQ sweeps or whatever. No, you don't touch you don't touch the amp. Like
Right.
that's not you.
Yeah.
I don't know that irks me.
Right.
That bothers me, but that might bother me a little bit.
No, I think that's valid.
It's
just
like,
Like,
what
am
the
I a
hell?
diva for that? I don't know. I'm gonna do like a Reddit.
Diva for
like,
other things, but that's not it.
Yeah.
well, now I gotta know what other things entails.
No, like
Explain your
he ain't gonna talk to
diviness.
the other band the whole time we're there. You
Fuck those
mean
guys.
mugging them the whole
Your
time.
competition. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah. We've
sometimes you
played
gotta
we've
be
You ain't
played
first, you're last.
we've played stuff with bands who are around Rowan.
Mhm.
I won't name names because they were wiped off that stage before they even took it. But so I won't be mean. But maybe they know who they are.
Maybe. I don't think they do.
If
I
you're
might have
curious,
told you
you
the
can
other
ask me.
day.
Okay.
If you're
Moving
curious.
on. Not trying to start any beef.
Not trying to start any beef.
I am.
Not right now. Maybe
Not
later.
right
I don't know. So you mentioned Piece of the Action.
Mm-hmm.
That was your second album, right?
Yeah.
And your first album was Damage Control. Right. So how do you kind of feel like you guys have kind of evolved during those two albums? Like musically, sonically, that's a fancy word.
In there, yeah.
Don't even really know
So
what that means.
Damage Control was our batch of songs from when we were like, playing the clubs or whatever for the first time, playing Philly, playing Jersey, and it was just the first couple originals we accumulated, our first 12 or whatever, and every song was supposed to be a rip on, whatever band we were listening to at the time, and it was like copy paste riff, and song structure was very simple because we were writing them like a week at a time, and it'd be like, all right, boom, song, another song, because we wanted to be an original band. So hey, if you got a gig next week and you don't want to be playing covers, well, your ass better be writing songs.
Yeah.
So that was, and it kind of just threw it together and whatever. And Damage Control, sure, it's a record, but is it? I don't know.
It's not very cohesive. Like, it's very like, okay, well, that song sounded like Cinderella. Okay, well, that song sounded like Bon Jovi. Okay, but that song sounded like Twisted Sister. Like, what are you guys, what? Like, where's the sound? Like, where is the uniform sound? So when we went to do Piece of the Action, we had the one mindset. Like, we kind of were like, okay, like, we want to know kind of what the record's all about. And when we wrote New Tattoo, so New Tattoo was the first song written for the album, and it was the first single. That was written...
It was the first complete song.
Right,
So that was written...
probably 6 months after the first record came out, something like that, or was done. Like, the first record came out in January, and New Tattoo, so 4 months actually, because New Tattoo was written in May.
Yeah.
So that was from that same like headspace as like the first record, and then and then Rattlesnake Shake was kind of around that too. So that's more hair metal than like the other stuff on the record.
It's very hard.
And then we did very like, like, okay, let's do maybe a little bit more sleazy. Like, we can't be that sleaze because we don't really live that life. But like, we wanted that attitude. So it was like, okay, the record had a way more of a uniform sound after that, because we were like, okay, these are what the songs. And it wasn't like we just picked, like, he has a notebook full of songs, and we didn't like open it up and go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We were like, okay, no, that one's not gonna make the record, And it was like, okay, what about this one? It was like, yeah, we can work with it,
It was the first time in our writing where it was like, not every song makes the record.
Yeah.
It was, okay, we do have to filter through some of the stinkers to, get to the good stuff. And, maybe not every song on Piece of the Action might be the greatest, but at our point in the journey when we were writing it was. If you think, some of the songs on Piece of the Action are duds, wait till you hear what didn't make the record, It was like,
I mean, we treated it like we wanted it to be like, okay, what if we were releasing our first record again? Like, we wanted it to be like a statement that way, like we push it and you're like, oh, this album's good. Oh, wait, they have another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why like the sophomore album's kind of sometimes harder than the debut album.
it's more
'cause
of
it's
your...
like, you can do cool stuff now. Let's see if you
we
can
stopped trying to
continue
copy
doing cool
somebody
stuff.
else. We were like,
Yeah.
this is just a Double Vision song. This isn't a rip on, Cinderella or
Right,
whatever.
like finding your own.
Yeah.
Mhm.
John
process,
Bon
That's
finding your
tough.
own vision, finding
That's
your
really
double
tough.
vision.
To do that, yeah.
Yeah, you guys both did because there's two of you.
There's
Double,
two of us, the
double.
vision.
Yeah.
John Bon Jovi would say, "You've got your entire life to write your first record. You've got 6 weeks to write your second."
Okay.
And it's
Yeah.
like, you better get working. Like it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
a lot
tougher
of
than
work.
it sounds.
And he wrote all the words, and then I did all the music.
Mm-hmm.
So it
that's
was
usually
like,
how it
I mean, I
goes.
did write lyrics for a couple of songs, but it was like way more than like he did like 10 songs, and I did maybe half of one and then a full song. Like, so, but I did like all the guitar and a lot of the drum parts were already like kind of established, like in my head, stuff like that. He has free reign of whatever he does with the bass guitar, but it's like, like usually with the guitar, I'm like, okay, like this is what we're gonna do. I'm talking to CC. I'm like, okay, dude, you got that? And he's like, and it's like, okay, let's take it and let's just see what happens. And it's like, all right, like he used to write on his set list all the time. Like if there was like a harmony, he would like write it out and stuff like that. He'd be like, okay, this is the song with the harmony. Like, it would be like, so he didn't forget it, because he would have to learn these songs like so fast. Like they learned probably the entire record in the studio, like because it was kind of just like written. We had done demos for it and had sent them to them, but it was just like an acoustic guitar, so there was like no drums and stuff. So a lot of that record was really workshopped in the studio while we were on someone else's time, like recording it. Like,
So do
Yeah.
you usually start with like, I'm always so curious about like songwriting and song creating processes, because I cannot do this shit. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I tried. I was in songwriting class for like 2 weeks and then dropped the class. But shout out Tyler. Sorry. Tyler, for
Shout out Tyler Sarford.
Oh,
so
shout
sorry
out.
for
I
dropping
just-
your
I
class.
had
I'm
you
so
last
sorry.
year for songwriting.
He's great.
I
He's
just
great.
came from your class. That's literally
you
where
really?
I just left from.
Yo,
Yeah.
shout out
Wait,
Tyler.
what do you have him for?
Business of Music 1.
That's what I have.
I
on
just
too.
left from his
Love it.
class, and
Okay.
I said, "See you, man." And
He
you said,
said,
"Thank
"I'll
you."
see
And he said, "Yeah, see you later."
He said, "Thank you."
But I'm always curious whether like people who write songs, do you start with like lyrics first, or do you come up with like? Because I was meeting with Alan from Swanson. Shout out Swanson.
Oh, Alan,
Swanson,
I used to
yeah.
work with you, dude. What's up?
But he
I
was
have your
like,
students.
he was like, I come up with the title first, and then write the song based on the title, and that kind of blew my
Interesting.
mind because I'm like,
Sometimes,
what?
no. Sometimes I feel like it's different for every song. You don't want to get yourself wrapped up in like a fake process, Titles help, hell yeah. If
We
Ace
did that
sends
on
me,
Damage Control.
if Ace sends me a riff and I go, well, all I have is a title. Well, then the title comes first and the lyrics come second.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, it's right for me. It's right until you get to the title,
Yeah.
and then you kind of finish it around. Yeah, I almost always write a chorus first, and then you'll find the title in there, and then you finish the verses or whatever. But it depends on each song. New Tattoo, obviously, it was title first. It was Ace came to me and was like,
Did you just get a new tattoo?
we should have a song called New Tattoo, like Rolling Stones Tattoo You and Van Halen Tattoo and Motley Crue New Tattoo. It was like all this. We should have a song called New Tattoo, and this should be the riff.
And then we got the tattoo.
And
Now
then
you
you
go.
got the
Now
tattoo.
you go and you write the rest of it.
That's what that album cover is for Piece of the Action. It's our double vision tattoo that both of us have.
Do you have the tattoo?
Yeah.
Is it in a? Hey, twin places too. That's dope.
So
I hope
It's our only
saw
matching
that. That's
tattoo.
really cool.
It's the only one you're gonna get.
The only one.
Only
You're not gonna
matching
get each
tattoo
other's
I'm gonna get.
faces.
No. No.
Some people see that and be like, that's just your face. Why do you have
Yeah,
your own
well,
face
no.
tattooed on
But
you?
for me, like my writing process, like it's riff. Usually I'll have like the verse progression, the chorus progression, whether that's the same as the riff, But cause then I need to know like what I'm writing over. Like that's for me, that's how I work. I need to have like some sort of like shell, and then be like, okay, this is the melody, like, and then write over that. So I need to have a full idea. That way I don't lose my place. And then I'll show it to him, and he'll be like, "This doesn't make any goddamn sense." I'll be like, "Well, you didn't write it. You don't understand."
And that's
Like,
how
I
it's
didn't even play it
always
for you
like
yet.
that. I'm like, this riff does not make any sense. This melody does not make any sense.
But it's always right on the beat, though. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like it's always right on the beat, like 4/4. Like
Yeah.
we're not into that polyrhythm
bullshit.
bullshit. But like, you know, it's just like, I want you guys to
It's
dance.
rock and roll. Like,
I
you
want
don't
to dance
overthink
to
it. Like,
kind of,
yeah, you're
like,
supposed to be
you know,
moving
gotta
to the
step
music.
it. Like,
I love that
you
mindset.
know,
That's
like,
what
we're
I.
not gonna
That's
come in
mindset
on
I
the
have
five.
I know it's only rock and roll, but I like it.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
overthink it. Please don't overthink it.
No. Music's not math, dude. Like, I'm not good at school, so it's like,
yeah,
I'm awful at
music is
school.
not math. Please do not be throwing something in that music that. If
Like-
I gotta think, if my feet gotta think while I'm listening to music, screw that. I'm not.
Yeah.
You're done. I'm not
like
listening
what's up
to
with
it.
11/8? Like, what's
I
up
don't-
with that thing? Like,
Don't even get me
who
started on time
cares about that
signatures.
crap?
I can't
Like,
even.
Yeah.
I can't even do a 4/4.
yeah.
I don't even-
No, that's tough.
I had
Like,
music fundamentals. Shout out. I forget his name. But he probably hated me because I was
Stanley
like, "What
Delage.
does 4/4 sound like again?"
yeah.
Every good boy does fine.
Every good one.
I
That's,
still have to do
that's-
that.
that's your staff.
FACE.
You gotta learn your staff.
I forget the bass one. I'm
Good boys do
FACE.
fine always.
that. So
Things of that nature.
I'm elementary school level music, so
Yeah.
I feel that. So kind of just going into looking ahead in the future. I don't know if y'all do much future thinking. I personally
really.
don't. I live in the moment. But if you had to say what was the next for Double Vision after the whiskey show and after the cover drop, obviously, do you have like any other whatever you can share? Any other music coming or anything?
So show wise, I mean, we really don't know. We didn't think that far out. This is the goal, and then it was like, okay, now it's like, okay, what the hell happens after it?
Yeah.
But show wise, we really don't know yet. Maybe
Maybe another record. Who knows? I
Maybe.
mean, I'm working on a record right now, but it's
Yeah.
like, I'm kind of just keeping that until like I really like figure it out.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like we might get another Double Vision record sometime.
Might
Maybe
not.
2026. You might see another
Yeah.
Double Vision
2026.
record, but I don't know. Like we're
we
really,
just don't know.
we really don't know yet.
Yeah,
That's it.
better
Like,
later
you'd have to
than
talk to the
never.
other guys about
Yeah.
it. Really.
Yeah.
Like,
And then kind of going off of that, you guys have obviously accomplished a lot already since 2020. What year is it now? 2025. So that's 4 years ish. So
Be
what's like
4 years in November.
okay?
Yeah.
When's like, do you have like an actual day? Like
November 22nd.
November 22nd, it's Double Vision Day.
That's Double
Double
Vision
Vision Day.
birthday.
It's the Double Vision
Double
birthday.
Vision turns 5.
Mhm.
4.
I just said the number and then I already forgot. But what's like a dream goal for you guys, like that you haven't hit yet?
tour. Do
Like a real
full-
like
full-
live
yeah.
out the suitcase tour. I want to play the Wells Fargo Center. Like you know,
Yeah.
I want to play a stadium. Let's do that.
Yeah.
You know, some of I mean, a lot of what I want to say, we kind of already did. I want to be on the radio. Oh well, I was already on the radio. I want to play Whiskey at Go Go. Well, damn, I guess we're already kind of doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I want
Not
to play
kinda
Stone
doing that,
Pony.
you are-
We're
you
we're
are
doing
doing
it. We haven't done it yet,
In,
but
Yeah.
it's
3 months
3 months.
ish,
Oh my god.
give or take. May 22nd.
But it's like so really all that's left is kind of do like a real tour. I want to see the country. I mean, we really haven't. We've left New Jersey a couple times, but it's not anything like crazy.
I mean, I want to be on the cover of like Guitar Player magazine. I think
Yeah,
that'd
you
be
know, yo,
fucking
we want to
sick,
be
like,
put us on the cover of Rolling Stone or something like that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That
You
would
know, I
be-
mean,
that
I
would
think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. That's
Like,
awesome.
Dad, you know, like, you'll never guess what we.
yeah, our dad's
I'm on
like
Rolling Stone.
our dad's our biggest fan. He
Aw.
lives 2 minutes right down the road.
I
Like,
mean,
he literally lives
literally.
right around the corner. And he's just like he's always like, what are you guys doing? Like, what's next? Like, we're like, dude, I don't know. Like, I just got up, and
I'm
he's
sure he's
like,
really
he's like,
excited for
I've been up
the-
since like 4. Like, what are you guys doing?
Thinking
Like,
about what you guys are gonna do next.
he's
I'm
always.
sure he's excited
always-
for the whiskey
He's
show.
so
that's for
excited.
sure.
God
That's
bless him.
awesome.
Dude. I remember when we called him, and he went, "Yo,
does
that's what's up,
Dude.
He
He always
went,
does that.
brother, Like,
Brother.
He calls us brother.
Oh.
Both of us. Just
That's
like,
hilarious.
brother, that's great. Like,
That's
I
great.
know y'all wanted that so bad. It's like, yes, we did. Like,
Yes.
That's
he's like,
awesome.
I'll be there. It's like,
Aw.
The man is 63 years old and he's never missed a show.
Aw.
Never.
Ever.
Aw. That's
They
really
rolled him in. They had to roll him into the Stone Pony in a wheelchair. It
Mm.
was like, no, like he's not missing. He's not missing
He
a
is
single
front row,
show.
front
Oh,
row
front
at
row,
Stone Pony
okay.
because they just like.
Party in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Gotta crowd surf the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like up.
He's the man, dude.
He's the man.
I mean, if it
Papa
wasn't
Barnes.
for him, like always, like you know, he always leaned into our like flavor of the week. Like if we were like, all right, we love this, he'd be like, okay, you know, and he'd kind of like gauge it. And then when the music started, he saw it was different. So he talked to one of his friends, Joe Cook, you know, who, you know, was selling a bass guitar and had gotten James' bass guitar. And I went, well, I want to play guitar. My mom found her old acoustic like in the closet. And then he goes, you want an electric, right? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay. You know, I've been playing for a month, and he had got me an electric guitar. I was just like, oh, that's cool. Like, and then it was like a few months after that, he was like, you need a new amp, right? Like, you need a new amp, right? And I was like, yeah. So yeah, he's great. He's always like making sure we're taken care of, like with stuff like that. Like we're in so much debt with him probably, like with like gear that he's bought. Now that we can like buy our own gear, it's a little out of hand. Because then he'll be like, wait, why do you need this? And then you can say like the magic words to them. Like for me, like for a long time, my favorite guitar player was Peter Green, who founded Fleetwood Mac. He's a British blues guitarist. Every once in a while, I could be like, well, Dad, you know, I could sound like Peter Green. And he'd be like, that's all you had to say. You know, and it would be like at the door like 3 days later, and he'd be like, here you go. I'd be like, all right, cool, dude.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah.
Well, you know, get him on the tour with you guys.
Yeah.
You gotta say when. You don't say if.
Yeah.
You say when. So when the whole cross-country tour happens, you know.
Yeah.
Get that on
He'll
the
be
tour.
there.
Get that on the tour.
He'll offer to drive, you know, the car to the hotel. Like he'll do whatever.
No.
He'll drive a bus. He'll
literally
scalp
loves
tickets. He'll be like, double vision. Like, and he'll drive a bus around, and people would be like, I don't even know what the hell that is.
Salesperson.
He'll be like, I'll
marketing
pay for
rep,
I'll pay for your beer. Like, and then the bus is full. He'll be like, that's what I thought. Like, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
He's great.
Well, I have 4 more questions, and they are rapid-fire fun questions.
Uh-oh.
So
Have to get
literally,
serious now.
I'm looking for it's getting serious now. We're getting real deep with these.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay.
So you know, rapid fire is kind of self-explanatory.
A little bit.
Quick answers. I mean, you can go in depth if you want.
Okay.
But so if you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would you pick?
Appetite for Destruction.
Appetite for Destruction.
Okay. What is your ultimate road trip snack when traveling between gigs? Or if you, or
I don't really snack. I don't know.
Throat spray.
I live
spray.
off Dr. Pepper. I can usually
Yeah.
curb my appetite with a Dr. Pepper.
I love Dr. Pepper. Shout out Dr. Pepper.
Is that
Shout out Dr.
I'll say that
Is
as a
that-
snack.
is
Because
that
you can
out?
freeze it and eat it, I guess, kind of. But like,
Why would you do that?
I've never done that. I
I
just
don't
do
know.
want to say that I've never done
I
that.
don't-
Ice
Like,
cream,
you
we're
cool.
big ice cream fans, you know, but
Dr.
that's
Pepper
after the
ice
show.
cream,
Like
yeah.
that's so. I would say
no
maybe ice
dairy
cream.
before. I know that's
No.
bad for the
No,
Oh.
no dairy before.
lactose intolerant.
Lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
A wee bit, yeah.
Who in the band would survive longest in a zombie apocalypse, and who's gonna eat first?
Danny's getting eaten first. Sorry, Dan.
Sorry, Danny.
Sorry, Danny.
I don't care how
'Cause
much
we'd
COD
push
zombies
you.
play. You're getting
We'd push
first.
you in front of them, dude. I don't know.
I
It
don't know, who's
depends.
the most, I don't know. We got no Rick Grimes in our group. So
I'm not very
Okay.
bright, so I don't know. I'd be like, yeah, it'll be me. But like, I'd be like, don't eat me. Please don't.
Yeah, I guess that one's to be determined.
Yeah, I don't have an answer to that one.
All right, but Danny's dying first.
But somebody's
Danny's
pushing
doing
Danny.
it.
Somebody's
Sorry.
getting first. Sorry, Danny.
That is so sad. I'm sorry on behalf
You're
of
the
them.
youngest. That's what happens.
All right, the last one, and this one's kind of a big one. Would you rather have permanent 80s hair metal hair, or only be allowed to wear a leather jacket no matter how hot it is outside, like even if you're in like Arizona and it's like 110 degrees? Or 80s hair metal hair.
I don't think I can maintain the long hair, so I'd do.
But,
Well,
like,
do
it's
I
like-
have
it's
to
like
maintain
It's
it?
always like that?
It's
Oh,
like
it's always
glued to
like
your
that.
head.
Oh, it's glue. Okay,
And
but it's
like
always like
yeah,
it's always
sure.
teased.
it's always like
Sure.
Sebastian
Yeah.
Bach and
Yeah.
Madam X.
Or
Like fucking.
You maybe
like-
got to do like a little bit of like zhuzhing.
I can't do a little zhuzh at all. I'm taking the leather jacket in Arizona.
I'm taking the hair. Give me the hair.
There
I
you
mean, you
go.
got-
Otherwise,
you
I
know,
already got it.
When you're gonna tease it? When you're gonna have it go all like all crazy,
Yeah.
all spiky?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. You gotta do it. I could probably do it for you.
Well, you know what I learned? You know, Preston told me this. He said when he used to have teased hair in,
Right,
the, in the
right.
80s, he used to, the way you would style
So
it.
did our
You know,
mother.
our mother would probably tell us this too.
She
He
told
said you used to get out of the shower and you used to turn it upside down
Yep.
and you dry it upside down. And then you put the mousse in and then you blow dry it, put the mousse in, and then you come up, it's all standing up. it's got all its volume and everything, and that's how you're supposed to do it.
It's pretty smart.
Yeah, Mom was, because remember New Year's Eve. Our New Year's Eve party at the house was 80s themed, and we did
were
show
Axel and
everybody.
Izzy.
Yeah, we knew the assignment. That's all I'll say. But our mom was like teaching our older sister how to do it, and then she like didn't want to. She put in like a ponytail. Like she said, no, I'm not doing that. But my mom came out and she like it was teased like I'm talking Sebastian Bach in Madam X, if anyone knows. That.
These are niche references, but
if
Axl
you
Rose in the Welcome to the Jungle video.
like if you know what I'm talking about,
about.
It's a vivid picture in your mind. You're like, oh.
Eric Brittingham on the cover of Night Songs.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're talking about. And our mom will say that the person, because she was an MTV girl growing up. She grew up in she went to high school in the 80s. She used to say the funniest things when my first car had a cassette deck in it. So I would listen to cassette tapes on my way to school, and I had hysteria and I had appetite and everything. She was like, "This is my senior year of high school." She's like, "That's what I listened to my senior year of high school in my cassette deck with my cassette tapes." But she always say that Tommy Kiefer from Cinderella had the best hair, best 80s
I'm sure
hair.
my sister would agree
So,
with her shrine on her wall.
I mean, that's
a good man to worship. I'm just
I'm
saying.
so serious. It's literally like I saw her room for the first time, and like so many pictures.
I heard
did-
Heartbreak
I'm like,
Station
oh my
for the
God.
first time. I was like, I might just fall in love with this dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, like, for the guitar, like, he played a Les Paul all through the 80s, and he was, while everyone else was doing Kramers and Charvel and
Your pointy
Jackson,
guitars and stuff.
like your Strat style for my guitar players, your, like, Strat style, like, Super Strats, he was like, I'm going to collect old Gibsons and Fenders while they're still cheap. Like, he was getting, like, 50s Les Pauls for expensive, like, we're talking $8,000 back then.
Oh yeah, cheap.
The 50, like a 58, 59
But that's
Les
cheaper
Paul,
than they're worth now.
yeah,
they're like
yeah,
50, they're like
but-
50 grand, like
Yeah.
now. So it's like ridiculous. So he was like carrying that flag for like, no, the Les Paul is like cool. And then you got Slash in 87 who, had the Les Paul, and then Gibson was like, thank you for saving us. And Tom Kiefer was like, dude, what?
Like I was already here.
Like, what? I've been playing one since like 1982. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
You can find us on Instagram at @double_vision_band. We're on Facebook. We're on Spotify, Apple Music.
We're on
Anywhere you
TikTok
get your music.
as
We're on
well.
TikTok, kinda.
don't
but
really
not
use it, but we are
Until
on
it gets
there.
banned
We do
again.
have a TikTok account, I guess.
Until you get banned.
Yeah.
Probably not.
The new tattoo music videos out on Instagram. It's on the 1505 Records YouTube channel. Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
New Hard to
Support
Handle
that.
out April 18th.
April 18th.
Have
We're
y'all,
almost
like,
we're coming up on the 1 year of new tattoo in like
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Hey,
Yeah,
3
2 weeks.
that's exciting.
2 weeks.
Have y'all like officially announced like the April 18th like release
No.
date? So
No,
this is
the first.
No.
heard it here first.
First we're
I
here.
feel
Yeah.
honored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halftone
That's
Mag,
really
heard it here
cool.
first.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys for
No, thank you. Thank
having
you.
a chat with me.
Yeah.
And I wish I could see y'all, at the whiskey, but I'm
There
not
will
flying
be
a plane
video.
right now.
There
Well,
will be
I am
there will
not
be
flying
video.
a plane anytime soon.
No, well, yeah.
No.
You're not flying the plane, right?
Well,
Maybe
I'm
it
not
will
flying
fall.
in- I'm not flying
anytime
in a
soon.
plane.
Come on now.
I don't have that
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, no.
Hey, we're Double Vision and you're watching Halftone Mag. That ain't nothing but gospel loving. to kill go. I'm so hard and now you survive. One hard and now. Oh baby, the X-Men. I'm so hard and now you're so hard and now. Oh baby, oh baby, right now. Event now. Ace, you book Halftone Mag out with a new tattoo.
Awesome. All right. That's all I got for you guys. That was incredible.